What's up, everybody? Brian Tong here, and guess what? What do I have in front of me? You know what's in the box. You came here to see the unboxing of the M2 MacBook Air. This is sealed. I have not even touched it, so I say, let's just dive right in. Not gonna waste some time and unveil the beast within. Okay, and let's just open it nicely. Oh, ooh! This is like my favorite part, just like that reveal. This is the Starlight. Let me just get rid of this back here. This is the Starlight 13-inch M2 MacBook Air in Starlight, right? They come in Midnight, Starlight, and you have the silver and space gray. Apple, they sent me this for review purposes. It'll go right back, but this is the Starlight one. Even subtle thing here, if you can see it on the top, the MacBook Air text here is also Starlight. Very cool. Can you make a box look any cooler? Look at it. Look at how. And it's also nice and small. So let's just rip into this here. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, you can just pull on this tab here, right? Should we listen to this very carefully? Okay. Ooh, yeah. And then just like take it off. You gotta take it off. Ah. It's always exciting when there's new goods here. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna flip it around, do the unveil. Woo! I can see the Starlight beneath the paper. All right, let's just take off this paper nicely. And it is really kind of, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, kind of more of a, it is more of a silver gold. It's kind of like somewhere in between. I spit on it, but I wiped it off.
Ew.
This is super nice. Take a look. Gawk. 13 inches. It feels, I think the biggest thing when you see this right out of the gates is it feels so nice in hand. Now we know that this is 11.3 millimeters thick. So what is that? It's less than half an inch. That's also thinner than the previous MacBook Air with the wedge design was at its thickest point. Of course, because it was wedge, it got really thin. You could even literally like slice vegetables with it, but this is 11.3 millimeters thick. It just, it feels so nice. It's also only 2.7 pounds. That is 0.1 pounds lighter than the previous Air. Not heavy at all. Surface area overall, you get a 20% reduction compared to the M1 MacBook Air. So, I mean, everything about this, it's smaller, it's sleeker, it's prettier. This Starlight is very nice. Okay, let's just open this up to give you a little looky. Whoo! And it powered up when I opened up the cover, y'all. Paper goes bye-bye. You see here, the full keyboard display. There's no touch bar, so you have all the function keys on top. You have Touch ID over here. This is obviously the touch, force touch trackpad. Now, some cool things about this, and let me just like show it off this way. The display here, this is 13.6 inches, so that is 0.3 inches larger than the previous MacBook Air. Also, it supports 500 nits of brightness, so that is a 25% increase in brightness as well. Supports up to 1 billion colors. Overall display, it looks great. It is not a mini LED display, but trust me, I don't think you're gonna really miss it. This is not a ProMotion display as well, but when you look at it, I mean, it pops, it looks great. You have a 1080p camera up here. It is twice the resolution as the previous one, which was 720p, twice the low light level performance, and then because this has the M2 processor in it, it's gonna also aid it with its image signal processor to give you improved imaging through that as well. I've gotta say, like, ooh, this is so pretty, so nice. Also here, one thing to note when we open this up, when you look here, you may not necessarily be able to see it, but it has 4 speakers inside here, a new 4-speaker array that supports spatial audio with Dolby Atmos. That's gonna be impressive sound from a package this tight. It also has a 3 mic array system as well to pick up your voice. And if you've seen kind of some of how Apple's really targeted like audio performance, specifically from its speakers and its mics over, I'd say like the past 2 or 3 years, especially with their new generation models, the mic sounds great. I mean, you could legitimately record a podcast as someone who's just getting started directly from your MacBook Air. I mean, I've even done it before in the past, and the sound quality, it sounds very good. So it's never gonna, be a condenser mic, but it's gonna sound excellent here as well. You also have here, port-wise, you have the MagSafe connector, and then you have 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 3 ports on here. This does not have Wi-Fi 6E. This does not have Bluetooth 5.1. So those are things that when they announce this, I do like the idea of future-proofing that down the road, but it doesn't have that yet, at least in these models, and it'll come eventually. So I know a lot of you also might be curious, like, how does this match with my other gold Apple products? It's a very important question. Trust me, I know some of you thinking that. So look, I have this is my iPhone 12 Pro from last year, but this is the gold one, and I want to kind of put it up next to the MacBook Air and just Starlight, just so you can kind of see what, the camera may or may not pick it up. They're really close. It's not exact, but depending on the lighting and the situation that you have here, sometimes it's right on the money. It's not far off though. This tends to have like a little, just a slightly little more gold tinge. Obviously it has the gold border here, but the actual devices, if you're getting them and you want to be matchy-matchy, they are more than matchy-matchy enough. And so I know it's important. I know it's not the most important thing, but some of you all really care that your iPhone will match your new M2 MacBook Air, and it does. Now let's also get back to this box here real quick, because here's another little fun fact about the MacBook Air is in here, you'll have this little 35-watt dual power adapter here, okay, but
Is the main language. Press the return key.
are you really talking to me right now? I'm trying to do an unboxing, okay. But the other thing about this power adapter is not that, but if you look at this cable, it's real subtle. But these new braided cables match the computer it goes with. So Midnight has a Midnight kind of navy-ish cable. Starlight, you can see here, there's like a tinge of gold in the threading of this cable to match that, and then you have a silver and a space gray. You can also buy these cables with the MagSafe separately to USB-C on Apple's website. They're $49 per pop. So if you have if you just want to get a little fancy and you want some color added, you can buy this separately. But obviously this comes with the machine. It comes with you have an option when you order this to either get a full 67-watt power adapter or a dual 35-watt power adapter. This is the more compact one here. It has the 2 ports here, and so you can charge 2 devices at once. From a power throughput wise, it's when you put in 2 devices though, it's gonna charge them at different wattage. So depending on whether it's an iPhone, a Mac, or an Apple Watch or AirPods, it is gonna charge them a little differently. But you have this power adapter here, also super slick to just like pop it on the wall. So I'm gonna put that back in here. But the main attraction here obviously is the new M2 MacBook Air. I'm just excited to like break this open, run the benchmark test, compare it to previous machines that I have, and really where it falls performance-wise compared to, not only an M1, but an M1 Pro and M1 Max. But for most people, this machine, if you're doing word processing, emailing, web surfing, and even little photos, and you can honestly, legitimately do video work on here, this is gonna really be kind of the quintessential laptop from Apple's lineup. And I called it like this would be the best-selling Mac of 2022. And when you hold this thing and you know the power that's inside, it's a fanless design, it's going to be that thing. Also, this model here that they sent me, this is loaded with 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage. We know that the M2 MacBook Air starts at $1199. The model that is being sent to me for review that I will be reviewing is $1899, but you can go up to 24 gigs of RAM if you want to, and 2 terabytes of storage. That machine will cost you $2499 before Apple Care and taxes and whatnot. But there you go, a beautiful unboxing of the luxurious, slim, sexy, it just hits you at all angles, bah, 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 the M2 MacBook Air. My review is coming up as well, so look out for that. But there you have it, the new M2 MacBook Air.